Last call for the pain train. Anybody who wants to get on the pain train must get on now, otherwise you will be left behind. I'm just kidding. Of course nobody wants to get on the pain train. And everyone who is on the pain train wants to get off. Unfortunately, that is not how it works. In case you can tell, I'm in pain. I may not seem to be in pain, but that's because I was in so much pain that I took pain pills. And I'm not talking about, over the counter Tylenol type of stuff. I'm talking about like the thing you need a prescription from a medical doctor for. The kind of pills that pill addicts get addicted to. The real stuff, for real pain loving men. I don't know where I'm going with this. But yeah, so for the last few days, pretty much since the start of the week, I've been really trying to start walking again regularly. And yes, it does feel good in the sense that it's good for my body. It definitely helps tire me out, which most of the time helps me sleep. Of course, while I'm doing it, it's not fun. It's not necessarily painful when I'm doing it. It's just completely exhausting. And then after, the pain kind of sets in. So far, it hasn't been that intense, but yesterday, for some reason, was more intense. Maybe it's because I've been kind of doing it regularly for a few days, and it just got to the point where my body's like, you know what? Yep, time to board the pain train. So, been on it on and off for a couple of days, but been on it consistently for the last, I don't know, I'd say maybe 24 hours. During the day, it wasn't so bad. But at night, it was just like really intense. And I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's not be an idiot. Let me just take a pain pill. That way, it should, one, help reduce the pain, and two, a side effect of the pain pill is that it makes me tired, so it should help me sleep. So that was the plan, and that's what I did. Unfortunately, for some reason, it did not work. Not only did it barely reduce the pain, it did not make me tired. So I just tossed and turned and tossed and turned and tossed and turned for about an hour before it got to the point where I'm like, all right, clearly this did not work. Let me take another one. So I took another one, and this time it did take an effect. It did not completely get rid of the pain, only part of it, but it did make me very tired. Unfortunately, because it did not get rid of the pain completely, or enough for me to be comfortable, I spent most of the night tossing and turning and trying to fall asleep, eventually falling asleep for 10 minutes, then waking up, and then having to go through that whole process again. So I don't know how much sleep I actually got. It feels like it wasn't a lot, yet I'm not as exhausted as I should be if I really, had a horrible night. So honestly, I don't know how good or bad the night was. It was just filled with pain. And even this morning, like I woke up around 7 and it got to the point where it's like, all right, there's no point trying to sleep anymore. Let's just get up and start the day. So, got up, brushed my teeth. And then my wife started texting me. So I went back to bed, sat in bed for a while, texted with her. And then, eventually I'm like, you know what, let's just take another pain pill. That's the point of these pain pills. That's why the doctor prescribed them to me, is for when I'm in pain. I'm in pain. Why suffer needlessly? But in the back of my head, I'm like, well, first one I took yesterday didn't really work. I don't know if this one is going to work. There's a limit of 4 per 24-hour period that I can take. I already took 2. This is my 3rd, but whatever. Let's just take it and see what happens. And once again, it's like, yeah, okay. It helped a bit, but not completely. And I don't really know what that means. Like, I haven't taken it that often, just every once in a while when I need it. And maybe my body's kind of developed a tolerance to it at this point. I don't know if that's how it works or not. But yeah, it kind of sucks where you're like, okay, I'm in enough pain that I'm going to take a very strong pain medication. And that only works like, eh. And it just makes you think, like, what's the point? Like, should I just be like, screw it, let's not take it and just suffer? Like, sure, suffer a little more, suffer a little less. It's still suffering, it still sucks. What difference does it really make? And now that I'm in kind of this, not really mindset, it's just I'm at this stage, this phase where it's like, all I can do is just handle a day. So it's like, my goal once again is let's just make it through today. Clearly, there's going to be pain involved. I don't know how much or how little of it, but I'm definitely spending the entire day on the pain train. So, sounds like I had a point, right? I didn't. The whole point of this video is just to share how my life sucks. I'm in pain. Yay! I don't know. It's just something I'm going through, so even though I don't really have anything specific to say, I thought it was important to share because it's part of the journey, so I guess I did that now. So let me go have breakfast and continue to suffer. That's pretty much all there is to it. So hopefully you won't join me on the pain train. I would not recommend it. But hey, if you want to give it a shot, go ahead, we'll have a chat. We probably won't have a blast. Well, blasts of pain, you know. That's one type of blast you can have. So anyway, wouldn't recommend it. But if you gotta be here, let's hang out, because I'll be here all day. Ooh, I missed the button. Not really surprised. Add humiliation to the pain. Now I'm in pain and humiliated. Well, not really, I don't care, but let's pretend just for argument's sake.